Sports Show. Oh, man. College football hell. As far as trying to figure out who's going to be in the playoffs, who's not, all that fun stuff. Let's just get into it. Let's talk about who we know is in. Michigan's in, beat Iowa. Shut them out. Washington's in, knock off Oregon. That we know. That we know so far. Michigan in, Washington in. This is where it gets nuts. Alabama knocking off Georgia, ending their 29-game winning streak. Saban now 3-0 against Kirby Smart in SEC championship games. Georgia 40-0 versus everybody else not named Alabama since 2021. Is Georgia out?
Jesus. No.
Oh, okay. So just hold that. We'll go through this one team at a time. So you got Georgia in. That's fascinating to me. Let's move over here to Texas. Texas blowing out Oklahoma State 49-21. Is Texas in?
No.
Okay, let's slide over here. Look at some of the resumes now. Georgia, 12-1, knocked off number 20 Kentucky, knocked off number 9 Ole Miss, and knocked off number 18 Tennessee. Now you said Georgia was in, right? Okay, I'm gonna let you argue for Georgia. Since we'll do this one team at a time as far as who we have in, who we don't. So Georgia's your first team, and you don't gotta give me the ranking yet. Explain to me why you think Georgia should be in.
Georgia beat these teams. They beat Kentucky, which was ranked 20th. They beat Missouri 12, Ole Miss 9, Tennessee 18, and they've lost to Alabama, which I can absolutely see the committee. Just to preference or to clarify, I think this is what the committee's going to do. This isn't like what I want to see. This is what I think the committee's going to do.
Okay. See, I thought you were going to go with them in as far as their resume, and you think that they should be in. So you're saying they're going to be in, but you don't think they should be in.
Well, I don't know if I don't think they should. I think the 4-team playoff, with the way it unfolded this year, you could put anybody from 1 to 10 in there and they would fit, apart from Penn State. Let's just be honest. It's just a weird year in college football, man. It just is.
Okay, I say Georgia's out. I think Georgia's out. I think Georgia's out for the same reason why Ohio State was out. They had their chance to get in. They lost to Alabama. I think if you put Georgia in, logically, let's see if you agree with me. Logically, if you put Georgia in, you have to put Alabama in, right? So then that leaves
what we were talking about before the stream.
But I'm saying that's what leaves Texas out. So that's the reason why I have Georgia out, just to eliminate that whole scenario. So let's move over to Texas. Texas 12-1, knocked off Alabama, lost to Oklahoma, knocked off Kansas State, and they beat Oklahoma State, knocked off Kansas too. No. Okay, I have Texas in. Texas beat Bama. Only loss was Oklahoma. Oklahoma's not part of this whole college football shuffle. So far, I have Michigan, I have Washington, and I have Texas in. You have Georgia in, and you don't have Texas in. So far, you only got one team for everything we're going through. Alabama, 12-1, beat Ole Miss, beat Tennessee, beat LSU, beat Georgia. Their loss was to Texas. Do you have Alabama in?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know where you're going with this, but okay. Obviously lost to Bama. Bama lost to Texas. So I have Texas in. Right. One team left. Florida State. Florida State beat LSU. Florida State beat Duke. Florida State beat Louisville tonight. Unimpressively, I might add, only 16-6. They don't have their starting quarterback. He's dead. Do you have Florida State in?
No.
I don't either.
I can't. Like I was texting you before we started, I can't put them in. That is objectively a terrible football team without their starter. Luck is what it is. It sucks. Life sucks. It's not fair, but they're not a good team right now. They're just not. They don't deserve to be in there.
I am going to put Alabama in. I got Bama in. I got Alabama in. So I'm going to reveal myself. I'm going to show you my top 4. So you got a little surprise.
Who are you, Mel Tucker?
Yes, I am Mel Tucker. All right, here we go. I got Michigan 1, Washington 2, Alabama 3, and I'll put Texas 4. Michigan in, obviously, because they beat Ohio State and they haven't lost. Big Ten, blah, blah, blah. Washington, we know what they did. basically should have lost to Oregon twice. I think the coaching decision was just ridiculous in all those games going forward on fourth down. But I have Washington in. Alabama beat Georgia, lost to Texas. That automatically knocks Texas in for me. Michigan, Washington, Alabama, Texas. Michigan 1, Washington 2. I'll put Bama 3, and I'll put Texas 4. That's who I got in the college football playoff. Man, who do you got?
Well, you already know who my number one is because I texted you before. One, just that Pac-12 was just amazing this year. Best football conference in the nation this year. Your guys at number 2, the Wolverines at number 2, did what they had to do, beat everyone in front of them. And I'm putting Georgia at 3. And I'm surprised you haven't figured out who I'm putting at 4.
Ohio State.
Last year, why not again this year?
Interesting. That is so wild. We have basically, 2 different teams because Michigan and Washington were guaranteed. Washington, I could flirt with putting them as the 1 seed. I could. You could really make that argument. They beat Oregon twice, beat USC. USC was kind of bad, but Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, that's really it. And Iowa. Wow. Okay, so you have Washington, Michigan, Georgia, and Ohio State. I have Michigan, Washington, Bama, and Texas. How can you put Georgia in and not have Alabama?
I don't think that any of the committee cares. I think that they just see Georgia and they want to leave them in. That's what I think.
I think I think if you take Georgia, you have to take Bama. To me, it's a package deal. Just like if you take Bama, I think you have to take Texas just because the head-to-head. Because what is that saying then? What is that saying? That the schedule doesn't matter, right? I mean, Texas beat Alabama, Bama beat Georgia. Does the schedule not matter then? Especially the out-of-conference games. I mean, you're really putting yourself out there. If you're Texas and you're going, hey, yeah, we'll play Bama 3 times, the next 3 years. I don't know, man. It's just wild shit, right? It really is.
This is exactly why we're ending the 14 playoff after this year, because what are we moving to? Is it 12 or 16?
I believe it's 12, and they've already talked about going to 16, like right after that.
Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, Penn State, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Those would all be fantastic games. Those are all good teams right there. Those would be fantastic games 1 through 12. But hey, we only got 4 teams.
Do you think that would take away from the regular season matchups, though?
No.
No?
Because, go all the way down to 12. The lowest amount of wins is 10. I don't think it really takes... If you go to 16, I think it does. Because you look at 13 is LSU 9-3, Arizona 9-3. A 3-loss team doesn't deserve to be in the playoff. I think what you did is probably more realistic than mine. Yeah, but I really think that those guys are going to try and find an excuse to get Georgia in there. I really do.
Yeah, but see, and I think we're both leaving out, which is probably going to honestly be more national. I think what they're going to be talking about is Florida State, though. And both of us obviously we're in lockstep. We don't think Florida State's in, but I have a feeling. They're going to put Florida State in. So I would, I'm glad you stopped that so we can actually do this. So this is what I think is going to happen. What I have happening is Michigan, Washington, Alabama, Texas. This is what I think is going to happen. I think Michigan, Washington, I think Florida State is in. And I think Texas.
Yeah. Say it.
Yeah. Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Texas. I think that's what they're going to do. And honestly, I guess it makes the most sense because you have the undefeated team and you have Texas, who it's that package deal with Bama. I think it makes more sense than the way we did it as far as if you're just looking at it rationally. But if you really get deep into it, I think Alabama has to get in. I know they've been bad all year. We've gone over it how bad their quarterback play is, but they knocked off Georgia. And how about Georgia, man? 2 straight national championships, 29 games in a row. You slip up in the SEC championship game and lose, and you're fucking done.
Dead. Just dead. Right?
Come on, Mo. All right, there it is. College football. Going to be good stuff going down tomorrow as we will find out who the selection show, those clowns, pick. I mean, imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine the
Emphasis on
NFL.
clowns.
Imagine the NFL just getting together in a room and saying we're picking the best 8 fucking teams. But you know what's sick and demented, though, is I like it. I don't know why, but I like it. Maybe it's the ranking thing that I just get on about. I love it though, man. It's fucked up. It's
because there's a reason you know me, because you're sick and demented, and I'm sick and demented. So that's why we like it, because we're sick and demented.
Right, like this whole time, I'm hoping Florida State wins just to have even more chaos and shit. I was hoping Oregon would win to really fuck some shit up. I just wanted to see a dumpster fire to see how these guys would put out their own fucking mess, literally, that they got to deal with. Look how long it took for them just to have a national championship game for number 1 versus number 2. Like about, 80 years? Literally about 80 or 90 years. We're like, yeah, you know what? You guys can play each other. Fuck what you're affiliated with as far as the bowl game. My God, man. Okay.
Just wait until Florida State goes out to wherever they play and somebody hangs 80 on them.
They're going to get smoked. Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Texas, they're all going to drop a bomb on them, man. They're going to fucking, it's like, Florida State's going to wish they did fucking lose tonight. I think is what's going to end up fucking happening.
Yep. Sure the fuck are.
All right, there it is, college football. We'll see what the real selection committee goes. They probably should have us on. I think we make a little bit more damn sense, but there it is. Like, subscribe, see ya.